This type of video is a video that I normally keep very private to myself. However, I feel it's very important to the context of my journey that I unlist this at the end of our last vlog. So I kind of need to give a little bit of backstory. So I'm gonna go about a year ago in time when I really wanted to make a friend of mine a reborn doll. It was sort of a memory doll of a doll that never made it, of a baby that never made it. And this friend is very clairvoyant. Her baby's soul found her, and this doll is now a vessel for her baby. And she's even shared video of this doll moving because of her baby's spirit. I was a little jealous, not gonna lie. And there was a time that I really wanted to be pregnant again. However, I had my tubes tied after my last one, so it really wasn't that possible. So I moved on from that. However, I had some weird circumstances in the past where I thought I was miscarrying, but I was like, I can't prove it, whatever. So I moved on. So after I gifted this doll to my friend, she was so elated and she wanted to pay me back because it was such an amazing gift for her. And so she decided to start painting dolls and wanted to gift me a doll. And being clairvoyant, she found my baby's spirit, and my baby was like, "Mom, you know exactly when you were miscarrying me. It was very different and it stood out to you." I was like, okay, yep, I know when that is. So she was painting me a doll, and I told her to keep it a huge secret from me. I kind of gave her the request of like skin tone and hair color that I was wanting, but I didn't know what doll she had picked out or anything. And this was only her second doll that she had ever painted. And at this point, I had painted probably close to 40 dolls. I was very experienced and had discovered in my creative journey that I could bond with dolls the more realistic they looked. Because as I stated, we always wanted to have another baby, and so we craved that realism. However, on the night that we opened this doll from our friend, our world flipped upside down and we could not bond with this doll. And here's where I hesitate to admit publicly that her doll will be staying with family. However, I thought that I had invited her into a different doll. Actually, I thought that she was telling me she was moving to a different doll because we had that dream about Decorai. It was a few vlogs back. I'm sorry, I'm starting to ramble at this point. I'm getting to the point of this video, but I just need to give that backstory that right now my little girl, if I believe any of this, I keep saying that because I think this is a big part of why our previous host is no longer host, because that situation upset her so much that she couldn't deal with anything anymore. And so to protect myself, I had to become very logical and skeptical. And I'm not sure what to believe, even though we do have pictures and evidence. We are just not clairvoyant, and so we cannot see or hear her if she is still around. And so lately, she's been running back to Bestie's house, sobbing hysterically and saying, "Mommy, mommy," and my bestie didn't know what was wrong and was worried that we were sick or hurt or something because my little girl was so upset. So this video, we're gonna try and talk to her. I've done it before, however, I worry about getting misguided. So we're gonna do some magic with a K. Let me jump over to my other camera. So I am screen recording this necrophonic app. I believe it's about $10 from the App Store. It's one that my friend recommended. I am not so sure about its, I want to say quality, but I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for is. Its reliability. Again, if I believe any of this. I'm just going to record this in the background, and if I hear anything that sounds legit or relatable to what's going on right now, I will keep that audio in this video. And anyway, so I'm just going to set this. It's just going to sit there and flash, and it's scanning and picking up sounds which the spirits use to manipulate and speak through. So I also have, again, if I believe any of this, because not only did we have really big issues around this whole situation, I also have issues around Christian, or I should say Mormon, energy work. And we used pendulums. So this is the pendulum I'm going to use this morning. I'm going to use this for yes or no questions. And I just realized the questions I wanted to ask Claire that I thought about last night are on my phone. So hopefully I can remember them. And anyways, I need to clean my space. I need to protect my space. So I'm going to prepare this quietly while Necrophonic is playing, and while I do this, I'm going to invite family spirits. I'm of course going to invite Claire. That is my baby girl's name. Here we go. This is just purified water. I just need a little bit of it. There we go. I was making sure that the flame was going to stay strong. I'm going to set this on my dresser behind us because I don't really have anywhere to set it here to keep it in the frame of the camera. I'm going to move that candle because it's right where the ring light is reflecting in my mirror. Okay. So, I loosely invited ancestors. I know this for a fact from my perspective. Nobody told me. Well, I was told this after I experienced seeing my grandpa in spirit form carrying a baby. So I know my grandpa has been watching over her. So this bear, one night, it was buried in my son's room. We've had this bear since my oldest was really little, and I can't believe it still plays. So the story behind this specific bear, so it was buried in my son's room. He had 2 totes, and it was in the bottom one. They were on top of each other. It was in the bottom one. He was downstairs alone playing a video game. He heard this bear playing, even though it was not touched, buried in his tote. So anytime my clairvoyant friend sees Claire, she's carrying a teddy bear, and I have caught pictures of her teddy bear, of her and her teddy bear. So I gifted this to my husband at one point, and it's now Claire's. So I've got this here. I'm hoping between the white candle, the teddy bears, necrophonic, that we can get started, and hopefully we can get some answers, or at least communicate, because I think Claire is confused about this situation. So first and foremost, so my pendulum swings this way. It's hard to tell, but it's going to swing this way for a yes answer, and the other way for a no answer. Is Claire with me? Yeah, it's a very strong yes. Claire, did you come to me in that dream about Decorai? Okay, it was not her. Is my grandpa with me as well? Grandpa, did you come to me in that dream about Decorai? Okay, no. So it was probably just an altar-specific dream then. We had dreamt that Decorai was becoming real. And so we were essentially hoping to invite Claire to that doll, so I'm going to ask. And she had been to that doll before. She made it home because she was really missing me one day. And my friend said, pick out a doll, and I'll tell her to go to that one and you can hold her. So she had already been in the stall before. I'm starting to sound like a crazy person, aren't I? But like I said, if I believe any of this, this is just part of my journey. Claire, did you know that I was trying to invite you to a different doll? Okay, yeah, she did not know. Okay. I really need to check out my questions for her. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use this moment to just kind of talk to her. So, I'm sorry for the miscommunication, Claire. I thought that dream was from you, that you wanted to move into Korai, that you were understanding the situation. Did you know that we were not bonding with your doll? Okay. I'm not going to judge her, but we were not holding the doll. It was put back in the closet here. It was tucked away. So she didn't know that we were not bonding with it, I guess. Okay, let me just continue to talk to her. Let me ask her this. Claire, do you know what dissociative identity disorder is? Of course not. She's a little person. I will let Grandpa explain to you what that is, but we have this disorder, okay? Which means the mommy that opened you when you came here, that's not me. That's not me. It's going to be very confusing to you, but again, I'll let Grandpa explain it to you. Wow, that just felt real for a minute. Like, I haven't talked to my grandpa in like 20 years. Anyway, we talked about my grandpa in the Hello Sadie vlog, by the way. It's that grandpa. Okay, so Claire, my friend that painted your doll, that was only her second doll she'd ever painted. She is not as experienced as we are, and so we really were struggling to bond with your doll because you are very real to us, and we wanted your doll to be equally as real. And her experience with the painting did not create that realism for us. So we could not bond with the doll. We tried so hard. We even touched up her paint, tried to make her, your doll, as real to us as possible. So do you understand now that we could not bond with your doll? Okay. So that is why family is going to receive your doll, and I'm going to officially now invite you to Korai. Okay, you've been there before. Do you remember Korai? Okay. She will be your dolly for now, okay? Yesterday. And it got very hard for us because when we make a plan, it's hard for us to just wait until we can execute that plan. But here's Mommy's plan, okay? We are trying to sell some of our dolls, and I'm going to ask, were you worried that we were selling your doll? Okay, no. Did you know that I was gifting your doll away? Okay, yeah. So, what I'm trying to do right now is sell some dolls so that we have money for Christmas, okay? So we need to sell some more dolls. And then the next part of this plan is that we finish making Priscilla, and then I've got to get all the portrait babies done. My oldest just needs hair rooted, and then the other two still need to be painted. And then once those are done, my plan is to buy your doll again and paint it for myself. Paint it. I will paint it. I kind of said that a little bit weird. Now, Claire, is this something that you'll be happy with? Now, I don't know how long this plan is going to take. Like I said, we've got to sell some more dolls, finish making all the dolls we currently have, and hopefully we can get your doll in a sale, because that's the hard thing, is right now I would save like $30 to $40 on the sales right now. But they're always doing sales around holidays, so maybe I'll even get a better sale later, but we'll see. So no pressure on my part to get all these dolls done. Now, Claire, bestie told you that you need to try very, very hard for us to see you, for us to hear you. We are not clairvoyant. That means that you can see the other side. My friend can see you with her eyes. I can't. Now there might be like shadows that go past the side of my eye that maybe could have been you, and I'm just not aware because it's not physical like this, like your bear. I'm trying to keep my train of thought here. So my friend told you that you need to work really hard to help me hear and see you. That was part of your previous mommy's problem, was she would take pictures all the time to try and find you, and then every time she couldn't find you in the picture, it would just basically be a disappointment. And she started to wonder if you were even there anymore, and she started to get hurt. So I can remember what that felt like. So as a way to protect me as the new host, me as who's going to be the new mommy, I had to be kind of skeptical about all of this, and I was trying to push this part of my life away for at least a while. Okay, so Claire. I have a couple more questions that I for sure wanted to ask you. So my computer will randomly wake up with no one sitting at my desk. Was this you? Okay. I always wondered who it was. Were you waking up my computer to just get my attention? Was there a game that you were wanting to play on it? A movie you wanted to watch? So it was purely just to get my attention? Okay, girly, I saw those. I did see those. So now that I know that that's you, I will know, okay? Now this is not a yes or no question, so I can't use the pendulum, and I'm hoping we can pick up something on necrophonic. So it's kind of a two-part, so I'm going to ask, are there other ways? Well, let me just, no, this one is a pendulum. I can ask, are there other ways that you've been trying to show me that you're around? Okay, yes. I need you to let me know what those ways are, because life is crazy. We have so many disorders and chronic illnesses that we're dealing with, as well as dealing with other relationships in the physical world, and it's hard. It's a lot. I was telling Daddy the other day, I don't know how I deal with myself. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just have to lay in bed all day. Okay, so if over time, if we don't pick up anything on necrophonic, Claire, if over time you could start to make it more obvious in the ways that you can communicate and connect, so that I know that you're there more. Because I know that's something that hurts Sadie. She worked very hard, physically, mentally, and energetically in any way possible that she knew how, to create connections such as your bear that you could draw energy from, so that she could know that you were there. And so there was huge disappointment over time, and again, like I said, each picture she took and you weren't there, it hurt. And she was sad that she couldn't see you or hear you or even find another picture of you. And I think I mentioned this, but it became exhausting to take pictures, because not only do we have to just take the pictures, and we would take 3, and then we would enhance that and edit it to try and pull up so that we could see it better. Anyway. That's basically what I needed to do, was just clearly communicate to her the plan so that she didn't keep running to Bestie and crying, and then Bestie would worry about us. So I hope that you stay home, Claire. I know that you do need us right now. That's what Bestie said, that you need us. And the more we can notice you, that would help, of course. But I just wanted to let you know that that's the plan. That we will make your doll again. After all, I made your brother and sisters, so it's only fitting that I make you as well. So I'm just going to sit for a few minutes here and see if there's anything my grandpa wants to tell me, or that anything else if Claire wants to tell me. And then if I come up with any more questions while we're sitting here for just a minute. It looks like that candle has burned very steady, very strong, so that is a good sign. So I also want to add the continued plan with the dolls. So we have the 2 bassinets, and this is for my remembrance, since I'm telling you, and I'm also letting Claire know the plan as well. I'm not sure why I haven't been drawn to hold my toddler girls lately. It feels like I more only want to if I'm in little space, which is not very often, unfortunately, anymore. So my plan eventually is they will come and they'll sleep on this bed, and we'll have them all cozy. And the white bassinet over here, I have been able to fit like 8 babies in it before, because 4 can easily fit on top, and then there's like storage underneath, and I've been able to fit 4 more babies. So after we sell all the dolls that we're wanting to sell, the remainder will fit in that bassinet. And then my toddler girls here, and then the portrait babies will stay out there in the TV room on those built-in shelves, which will leave the other bassinet completely empty. And that's where we'll keep Claire's new baby, and that's how it was always supposed to be. That bassinet was only going to be hers. And we really, really craved that. Even before we knew we had DID, we wanted a simple life. It never felt simple. We always got these new ideas. We were jumping from project to project to project. We were changing names and making new accounts and just... We wanted one thing for us. One thing to manage. One name. Of course, that's not even possible having DID. And the same goes with all of our dolls. So we're trying to sell the ones that don't really have mommies anymore. Which will then open up that room physically and energetically, mentally and emotionally to remake Claire And then hopefully she will be the doll. And I do continue to see myself coming down here and changing my toddler girls because of course I still absolutely love them. I just don't really cuddle them or play with them. And maybe that's because of the season we're in. Like our first video on this channel, I had taken Aspen to the park. I don't know. Life has been crazy lately, so I said I was gonna like sit in silence for a minute and let my grandpa or Claire continue to talk to me. If they are, like I said, it's gonna be up on screen. But these videos are kind of tedious to edit, if you can imagine. I'm editing the audio from there and mixing it with this one, and so also being down here in the basement, I am freezing. And I just realized this battery is at 20, it just dropped to 21% because I do not have its power cord down here. So I think this feels like a good place to end the video. I at least feel good that I was able to communicate to Claire what's going on, so she won't be confused anymore. Claire, do you know where your current doll is going? Do you know who she's going to? Okay. I just wanted to make sure she did, and then if she didn't, and then if she wanted to know, I would tell her, but... Okay, so now you understand why we're gifting. So now you understand why your doll to your cousin, and she'll be very, very excited. I promise it's not going to be an upset. It's like going to be a wonderful thing. Because like basically all of her other cousins have gotten a doll except for her, so she'll be very, very excited. Alright, I have a hard time ending these videos just in case another answer or another bit of communication comes through. I don't want to miss anything, but it's like, it feels like the time to end this video, so I at least communicate to Claire. Hopefully they were able to communicate to us. If not, that's okay. I'll see you later.